This portion is brought to you by Globe Asiatic. The Philippine Stock Exchange has over 200 listed firms. A stock market investor then has a range of choices when it comes to the company they want to invest in. Among these listed firms are some of the country's most reputable real estate companies and property developers. And soon, another company will join the ranks of publicly traded firms as Globe Asiatic debuts at the stock exchange. In 2009, the index that serves as the basket of property issues managed to outperform the main index of the PSE. That means property stocks generally did better than the overall market. This year, the property sector is seen to continue to do well. Analysts say expectations that interest rates will be kept at historic lows bode well for real estate developers.
Now in the Philippines, the buyers are only starting to tap the loans or housing loans, which are now as long as 25 to 30 years. Plus, we have low interest rates, so the amortization on a monthly basis is very low.
Aside from attractive interest rates, demand for housing is expected to grow, which will translate to higher sales for property firms.
Secondly, not a lot of Filipinos have houses, whereas our population growth is very strong, implying that the underlying demand is very strong.
Given the upbeat outlook on the property sector, listed real estate firms are among the stocks that are expected to give investors good returns this year.
Welcome back. This is the GA report. Of course, I am with my partner, Mr. Delphin Lee, or DL. Initially, how much do we need for you to do 4 or 5 simultaneous projects in highly urbanized areas?
Sunny, if we put up a project, a community plan project like Severa, we would be pumping in easily 1 billion before we see the first peso. We do not believe in pre-selling.
Right.
And we deliver all of the amenities the first hand. Even before we launch the project, all of these amenities that you normally see in brochures are already in place.
In fact,
before we even start building the houses.
Some of your projects, you already have the project, but there are no brochures.
We cannot even come up with the brochures, yet the project is almost completed. So this is how fast we develop. And I think that's the main key in giving confidence to the buyer, and also in trying to show the buyers what is exactly what they would expect to get. We're not selling brochures, we're selling community plan development, housing.
And then, like other developers, they build gates, probably a fence or a fence.
I don't think that will work nowadays. The consumers are too smart nowadays.
And probably you are a part of that, the education for the consumers.
Yes, we're actually providing them better choices, giving them more options. And for us to be able to do 4 or 5 projects simultaneously, we have no other option but to go public and invite investors to come in. If investors are, there are a lot of friends of mine who ask me, Pare, can we do some development? What do you think if I put up this type of housing, this type of building? The only advice I always give them, son, is that if that's not your line of business, don't go into it. It's not as simple as it seems. You must be a stayer in this business. We have been here for 16 years. And you must know all the in and out, the marketing, the construction phase, the financing package, all of this. So I said, you really want to go into real estate properties sector? Just invest, buy property stocks. What you have to look at is what are the potential growth? Which market are you going to tap? I see we're competing with, there are a lot of real estate companies, some are public. You have to look at what is their market niche, right? So what market are they targeting? In this segment that we're targeting, this is the affordable, the low end.
You're the big fish here, huh?
I think I'm the only one.
Okay.
I think I'm the only one. I don't see any competition so far. So it's not a matter of can I sell better than the other guy? There's no other guy. I'm the only guy here. So the question is, how fast can I deliver? How much development can I do simultaneously?
And previously you said you want to do this, go all over the country in 6 years' time, and then
Maybe solve the housing shortage in this
yes,
country.
and the squatters' problem. Is,
You see, when you talk about housing, you talk about high-rise condominium, you're talking of 7% of the whole market pie. The 93% are outside of Metro Manila.
Yes.
These are the people who need a house that they can pay for 3,000 a month up to 5,000, 6,000 a month. This is the only amount they can afford. So this is where the market is. So this is what we're focusing. And you do not depend on pre-selling funds to develop your project. You really have to have your internal funds to do this. You buy the land, you develop it, you put up all the structures, show them all the amenities in place before we start selling. Easily 1 billion per project. If I do 4 or 5 projects a year, I need 5 billion.
yes.
We have also our existing high-rise building. We have also our existing projects in Metro Manila, in Rizal Province. So if we do additional projects, this is what we mean by coming up with offers for going public.
Who do you expect from here? You expect the government to come?
Well,
in?
we have get very good offers from SSS. We're offering also to our, well, they call it the institutional investors. We would like to have this
Yes.
as our investors. These are strong hands. They're not there for a quick buck. They're long-term players, and we want to sustain this momentum. We're not in for the quick
Yes.
turnaround here.
This is for the long haul.
Long haul. So people who have excess funds, let's say you put your money in time deposit, how much interest do you get? 2-3% a year? I think this would be the best time for you to look at the stock
Yes.
market. You're coming in when the prices are low. There's no crazy speculation going around now. So this would be the best time to come in, not when everything is shooting up.
And this sector, this is a good sector to invest in now.
I think for the next 5 years, Johnny, there's no problem as far as the potential growth is concerned. And I think whatever government will take over, the next administration will have to focus on this sector because it has some social impact.
Yes. Are your plans also in tune with what you perceive as the development that's coming into the country, the boom?
You know what you don't see is that there's already a boom going on right now. Today, there's already an ongoing boom. Look at all the development going around right now. There is a boom right now, but you're looking at what you see is the boom catering to that 7%. What you do not see is the demand for the 93% outside of Metro Manila, on the lower bracket, the affordable segment.
So this is the big bang.
Let's keep it a secret. So far, we don't have competition on this market.
Yes. And I think you want it that way. Huh? you do everything before they even think of coming.
Before they can even see it, I should already be having my dessert.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is really very interesting. We're going to have a short break, and after the break, we'll have more discussion of GA's going public.
This portion was brought to you by Globe Asiatic.